Right, joining me now with his perspective on the latest developments is CNN political analyst Julian Zelizer. Let's talk about those comments that we just heard from Rudy Giuliani. I mean, he basically said there is no way that I'm going to allow Robert Mueller to sit down with Mike Lyon, who is the president. I mean, obviously getting the sense that Giuliani doesn't really seem to trust the president to, I guess, not mess up his story or maybe even tell the truth.
I think that's true. I think Giuliani, like some other members of the administration, just are responding to the president's own demeanor in public. And I don't think they are comfortable putting him in a room with someone as seasoned as Robert Mueller, simply given the record of misstatements, false statements that we have from the Twitter feed or from television. And I think the fear is that he will say things that will put him in legal or political jeopardy.
Yeah, you don't have to look far to find these misstatements or untruths. I mean, just looking at his Twitter tirade from today, you'll see that. Obviously, not the easiest job to be the president's attorney, and it can't be easy to be his acting chief of staff, who was just named before the weekend, Mick Mulvaney, who's also the budget director for the Office of Management and Budget. You wrote a piece on this, and you basically said, I mean, no matter who Trump puts in that position, it's not going to really clean up the mess that the White House is facing because Trump doesn't really seem to listen to anybody around him.
That's exactly right. There's this continued myth that someone can make a difference, but every time that falls short, the problems that John Kelly faced, the problems that his predecessor faced are all still there in terms of a president who doesn't really want any kind of control or to be controlled. And so then the job of the chief of staff is extraordinarily difficult. And added to that is the fact this presidency is about to enter an even more tumultuous period as these investigations ramp up and as House Democrats now have the power to shape the agenda themselves. So I think he'll be ineffective. And really, I'm curious how long he's going to last in this job.
Well, yeah, that is a good question to ask. But also, as we look to 2020 then, and we're talking about the Democrats here, there's a new poll that kind of gives us a glimpse as to who may even be considered, who might be popular when it comes to the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination in Iowa, where the caucuses are held. This is a poll from CNN, the Des Moines Register Mediacom, among 2020 Democratic caucus goers, and it found that 32%, you see there, Joe Biden, as others call him, the lovely Uncle Joe Biden, would be their first choice, and then Bernie Sanders second, and then number 3, Beto O'Rourke, a congressman who lost that Senate race to Ted Cruz recently. Should we be looking closely at Beto? Because, I mean, number 1 and 2, I mean, it seems like they might just be too old to run. Am I being too honest here?
Well, a little bit of these polls is really just about who people know before this really gets started. And some of the people who have become president in these early polls, they don't even show up. The most famous was Jimmy Carter, who didn't even register in the top 10 when the polling began. Yeah. But I think what it reveals is there is a fighting mood in the Democratic Party. Biden is someone who likes to go out there and throw a political punch. He's very much a centrist, but he doesn't sit easily or quietly when attacked. And Sanders and Beto O'Rourke both have that same appeal. So what it tells me is more about the mood of the Democratic Party going into 2019 than who the final slate of candidates will be.
Yeah. All right, Julian Zelizer, we appreciate you breaking this down for us. Great to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.